Imagine waking up one morning, swinging your legs out of bed, and realizing that familiar heaviness, the coldness in your feet, the aching or tingling that has slowly crept into your calves over the years, is noticeably less. Not gone like magic, not a miracle cure, but lighter, warmer, more alive. And then imagine that change starting in just a few days, not months or years. Now here's the shocking part most seniors are never told. For millions of people, poor blood flow to the legs isn't only about age, and it isn't always about expensive drugs or extreme procedures. In many cases, it's about what your body is missing every single day, and how one simple, green, nutrient-dense powder can help support circulation faster than you ever thought possible. If you've been told numbness, cramps, swelling, or weak legs are just part of getting older, stay with me, because that belief alone may be keeping you stuck. Let's talk honestly for a moment. As we age, circulation problems become incredibly common. Cold feet at night, pain when walking even short distances, legs that feel heavy or tired, slow healing of cuts, or a dull ache that never quite goes away. Doctors often label this as poor circulation, peripheral artery disease, or simply age-related vascular decline. And while medical care is essential and irreplaceable, there is a huge gap between what the body needs at the cellular level and what most people actually give it through diet. Blood doesn't just magically flow because the heart is pumping. Blood flow depends on the health of your blood vessels, the flexibility of your arteries, the balance of inflammation in your body, and the availability of certain natural compounds that signal your vessels to relax and open. Here's something that may surprise you. Many circulation problems in the legs are not caused by a total blockage. They're caused by stiff, inflamed, narrow blood vessels that simply don't respond the way they used to. Think of your arteries like a garden hose. When the hose is new and flexible, water flows easily. When it becomes stiff, cracked, or partially clogged, the flow weakens. No matter how strong the pump is, the water just doesn't move the same way. Your legs are at the farthest point from your heart, so they're often the first place where circulation problems show up. Now, let's address the green powder idea, because I know what some of you are thinking. You may be imagining a gimmick, a trendy supplement, or something only health fanatics talk about online. But when we say green powder in this context, we're really talking about concentrated green plant nutrition, especially greens that are naturally rich in compounds that support blood vessel health. Leafy greens have been studied for decades, not days, for their impact on circulation. Spinach, kale, arugula, parsley, wheatgrass, spirulina, and similar greens contain naturally occurring nitrates, antioxidants, minerals, and phytonutrients that play a direct role in how your blood vessels function. One of the most important players here is nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a molecule your body produces that tells blood vessels to relax and widen. When blood vessels widen, blood flows more freely. When nitric oxide production is low, vessels stay tight and stiff and circulation suffers. As we age, our natural nitric oxide production drops significantly. That's not opinion, that's physiology. The problem is, many seniors are never told that certain foods help restore this pathway naturally. Green leafy vegetables are one of the richest dietary sources of natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. When these greens are concentrated into a powder, you're able to get a much higher intake without trying to chew through a massive bowl of salads every day. This is one reason some people notice changes relatively quickly, sometimes within days, not because arteries are being magically cleaned, but because blood vessels are being reminded how to relax again. Let's slow this down and make it very clear. Supporting blood flow does not mean curing disease. It means giving your body the raw materials it needs to function better. When blood flow improves, oxygen delivery improves. When oxygen delivery improves, tissues feel warmer, stronger, and more responsive. Many seniors describe less cramping, easier walking, reduced nighttime leg pain, and less tingling when circulation starts to improve. These are functional changes, not fantasies. Another major issue affecting leg circulation is chronic low-grade inflammation. Inflammation makes blood vessels less flexible and more prone to narrowing. Highly processed foods, excess sugar, refined oils, and sedentary habits all contribute to this inflammatory environment. Green plant compounds, particularly chlorophyll, flavonoids, and polyphenols, help counter oxidative stress. When inflammation goes down, blood vessel function often improves. Again, this isn't instant magic, but the body can respond surprisingly fast when you stop working against it. Minerals also matter far more than most people realize. Magnesium and potassium are crucial for proper muscle and blood vessel function. Magnesium helps blood vessels relax, while potassium helps regulate fluid balance and blood pressure. Many seniors are deficient in both, especially if they take certain medications or avoid fruits and vegetables due to digestion concerns. Green powders often contain these minerals in a more absorbable, gentler form. Now let's talk about why the legs specifically benefit. Your leg muscles are large and metabolically active. When circulation is poor, they suffer first. Supporting blood flow helps nutrients reach these muscles and helps waste products be removed more efficiently. This can translate into less heaviness, less fatigue, and more endurance when standing or walking. Even small improvements can dramatically change quality of life. You may be wondering about the 4 days idea. Here's what typically happens. In the first few days of improving nitric oxide availability and reducing inflammatory load, some people notice subtle changes. Feet feel warmer. That constant tight feeling eases slightly. Night cramps may lessen. These early changes are usually related to improved vessel relaxation and hydration, not structural changes in arteries. Structural improvements take longer, but functional improvements can begin quickly. However, it's extremely important to be honest and responsible here. Not everyone will feel dramatic changes in 4 days. Bodies are different, health histories are different, medications matter, existing conditions matter. This approach is supportive, not a replacement for medical care. If you have diagnosed vascular disease, diabetes, or are on blood pressure or blood thinning medications, any dietary changes should be discussed with your healthcare provider. Supporting circulation is a partnership between lifestyle and medicine, not a competition. Let's also address what not to do, because this is where many people sabotage themselves. Simply adding a green powder while continuing a highly processed inflammatory diet is like pouring clean water into a dirty pipe. It helps, but it's not as effective as it could be. Smoking, excessive sugar, refined carbs, and long periods of sitting all directly impair circulation. Even the best nutrition can't fully overcome those factors. Movement is another critical piece. You don't need intense exercise. Gentle walking, ankle pumps, seated leg lifts, and simple stretching encourage blood flow mechanically. When combined with nutritional support, the effects are amplified. Blood flow improves both chemically and physically. Hydration is also essential. Thick, dehydrated blood doesn't flow well. Many seniors unintentionally underdrink water due to concerns about bathroom trips. Even mild dehydration can worsen circulation. Green powders mixed with water can actually help improve hydration compliance because they add flavor and purpose. Sleep quality matters too. Poor sleep increases inflammation and stress hormones, which constrict blood vessels. Supporting circulation during the day is more effective when the body is allowed to recover at night. Another misconception I want to clear up is the idea that pain or numbness must always be treated with stronger and stronger medications. Medications have their place, absolutely, but they don't always address underlying vessel health. Supporting endothelial function, which is the health of the inner lining of blood vessels, is a foundational approach that works alongside medical treatment. Let's talk briefly about expectations. The goal is not to promise miracles. The goal is to improve function, comfort, and mobility. Even a 10 or 20% improvement in blood flow can make the difference between avoiding walks and enjoying them again, between restless nights and better sleep, between fear of falling and greater confidence. Consistency is key. A green powder works best when used daily, not sporadically. The body responds to regular signals. Pairing this with simple habits like light movement after meals and reducing processed foods creates a supportive environment for circulation to improve over time. If you're wondering which greens matter most, look for those naturally rich in nitrates and antioxidants. Spinach, arugula, beet greens, parsley, and celery are well known for their circulation-supportive properties. Algae like spirulina and chlorella add additional antioxidant and anti-inflammatory support. Fiber from greens also support gut health, which indirectly affects inflammation and vascular function. And let's not forget the emotional side of this. Circulation problems can quietly steal independence. When walking becomes painful or tiring, people withdraw. They move less, which worsens circulation even more. Breaking that cycle, even gently, can have profound effects on mental well-being. I want to emphasize again, this is about supporting your body's natural ability to function. Your body wants to heal, adapt, and improve. It just needs the right inputs. Green nutrition is not a trend, it's a return to what the human body has always relied on. Now, as we bring this together, remember this: poor blood. As we continue, it's important to go even deeper into how this process actually works inside your body, because understanding the why behind it makes you far more likely to stick with it and see real results. Blood flow is not just about open pipes, it's about communication between your cells, your blood vessels, your nerves, and your muscles. When that communication breaks down, symptoms show up in the legs first. Tingling, numbness, burning sensations, cramps, restless legs at night, slow healing, and weakness are all signals that circulation and nerve support are struggling together. One of the most overlooked aspects of leg circulation in seniors is the health of the endothelium, which is the thin inner lining of your blood vessels. Think of it as the control center that tells vessels when to widen and when to tighten. In younger years, this system works smoothly. With age, inflammation, oxidative stress, and nutrient deficiencies damage this lining. When the endothelium is irritated or weakened, nitric oxide signaling drops. This is where green plant nutrition becomes so powerful, because it doesn't force the body to do anything unnatural. It simply restores the raw materials and protective compounds that allow the endothelium to function again. Another critical factor is blood viscosity, which is essentially how thick your blood is. Thicker blood flows more slowly and puts more strain on the heart and vessels. Dehydration, high blood sugar, and chronic inflammation all increase blood thickness. Green powders, when mixed with adequate water, support hydration and provide antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress on red blood cells. Healthier red blood cells are more flexible, allowing them to move through tiny capillaries in the feet and toes more easily. This is one reason some people notice warmth returning to their feet relatively quickly. Let's talk about blood sugar, because it plays a massive role in leg circulation, even for people who are not officially diabetic. Elevated blood sugar damages blood vessels and nerves over time, particularly in the lower extremities. Many green plants help stabilize blood sugar by improving insulin sensitivity and slowing glucose absorption. When blood sugar spikes are reduced, blood vessel damage slows, inflammation drops, and nerve signaling improves. This is not about treating diabetes, but about supporting metabolic balance, which directly affects circulation. Nerves and blood flow are deeply connected. Poor circulation starves nerves of oxygen and nutrients, while damaged nerves fail to properly signal blood vessels to open. This creates a vicious cycle. Green plant compounds support both sides of this relationship. B vitamins found naturally in greens support nerve health, while antioxidants protect nerve tissue from oxidative damage. Improved nerve signaling can lead to better muscle activation, which further pumps blood through the legs during movement. Speaking of movement, let's discuss why even very gentle activity dramatically improves the effects of nutritional support. When muscles contract, they act like pumps, pushing blood back toward the heart and pulling fresh blood into the tissues. Sitting for long periods allows blood to pool in the legs, increasing swelling and discomfort. Simple habits like standing up every 30 minutes, rotating the ankles, or taking a short walk after meals can significantly enhance circulation. When combined with vessel-relaxing nutrients from green powders, the effect is multiplied. Another piece most people ignore is breathing. Shallow breathing reduces oxygen delivery and increases stress hormones that constrict blood vessels. Deep, slow breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which encourages vessel relaxation. Even 5 minutes of relaxed breathing can improve blood flow. This might sound simple, but it has a real physiological effect, especially when paired with improved nutrition. Now let's address a common fear. What if I'm already too far gone? This belief stops many seniors from even trying. The truth is, blood vessels are living tissue. They respond to improved conditions at almost any age. While advanced disease requires medical management, functional improvements are still possible. Many people in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s see better comfort and mobility when they support circulation consistently. We also need to talk about gut health because it influences inflammation and nutrient absorption. If your digestive system is not absorbing nutrients properly, even the best diet won't help much. Green powders often contain prebiotic fibers that feed beneficial gut bacteria. A healthier gut reduces systemic inflammation, which improves vascular health throughout the body, including the legs. Another important topic is sodium and fluid balance. Excess sodium from processed foods causes fluid retention and increases pressure in blood vessels, worsening leg swelling. Potassium-rich greens help counterbalance sodium and support proper fluid movement. This can reduce ankle swelling and that tight, uncomfortable feeling in the lower legs by the end of the day. Let's also clear up a dangerous myth that pain means damage and movement should be avoided. While severe pain should always be evaluated by a professional, mild discomfort often improves with gentle movement and better circulation. Avoiding movement entirely causes muscles to weaken and circulation to decline further. Supporting blood flow nutritionally makes movement more comfortable, which encourages more movement, creating a positive cycle. Consistency deserves repeating because it is everything. One smoothie or one scoop won't change your life. Daily support sends a daily message to your body that conditions are improving. Over time, blood vessels respond by becoming more flexible, nerves become better nourished, and muscles regain endurance. Let's talk about realistic timelines. Early changes like warmth, reduced cramping, and comfort can appear within days for some people. More substantial improvements in walking distance, stamina, and balance usually take weeks to months. Structural improvements in blood vessel health take longer, but every day of support slows further decline. This approach also works best when paired with other supportive habits. Elevating your legs briefly during rest helps reduce pooling. Wearing properly fitted shoes improves foot circulation. Avoiding tight socks or clothing around the calves prevents unnecessary restriction. These may seem small, but they matter. Now, one more critical warning. Not all green powders are created equal. Some are loaded with sugars, artificial flavors, or low-quality fillers. The goal is concentrated, clean green nutrition, not a candy-flavored drink. Reading labels matters. Simpler ingredient lists are usually better. Emotionally, regaining even a little confidence in your legs can change how you live. People start walking more, socializing more, and sleeping better. These changes further reduce inflammation and improve circulation. The body works as a system, not isolated parts. As we move toward the final part of this discussion, remember that circulation is not something that suddenly fails overnight, and it doesn't improve overnight either. But the body is remarkably responsive when given the right signals. Supporting nitric oxide production, reducing inflammation, improving hydration, and encouraging gentle movement creates those signals. In the next and final portion, we'll bring everything together clearly and simply so you know exactly what matters most, what to focus on first, and how to move forward with confidence rather than confusion.